There's an old saying na kapag nakarating ka ng Cubao, hindi ka mawawala sa Pilipinas kasi lahat nagtatagpo dito. Fold the map of the Philippines right down the middle. The crease hits the pavement exactly here in Cubao. This isn't just a place where two city train lines smash into each other. It's a clearinghouse for the entire archipelago. Look close at the buses. You have fleets coated mountain dust from the Cordilleras idling next to massive steel liners that just rolled up from the southern ports. Jeepneys pour in from the eastern valleys, dumping thousands of bodies straight into the exhaust-choked belly of the highway. The city doesn't care about your backstory here. To the system, you are just a number moving through a slot. It is an economy built entirely on speed. How fast can you tap your transit card? How hard can you shove your way onto a platform? How tight can you wedge your shoulder into a packed metal box? The air is thick with the scent of burning brake pads and the heavy shaking rattle of old diesel engines. Nobody actually stays here. Everyone is just trying to get somewhere else, running like hell to avoid being stepped on. A machine built to move millions of bodies across a country doesn't care about the comfort of the individual standing on the concrete. We accept this noise as the baseline of modern life, assuming the journey itself is free. It isn't. This concrete has teeth. It carries a heavy, volatile memory. For decades, Kuba wasn't just exhausting. It was predatory. It was a notorious hunting ground for bug slashers, pickpockets, and scam artists who operated with clinical precision in the blind spots of the rushing crowds. If you grew up navigating these terminals, you learned the survival rules early. Keep your backpack on your chest, your hands deep in your pockets, and your eyes tracking the shadows. The corporate developers have spent billions trying to scrub that reputation away. They built gleaming glass towers, air-conditioned walkways, and bright corporate plazas to sanitize the district. But the old edge of the street never completely vanishes. It just mutates. The physical threat of a slash pocket has simply been replaced by a more sophisticated kind of theft. The systematic draining of your time, your focus, and your energy by the infrastructure itself. The city got brighter and the pickpockets mostly move behind the screens. But don't mistake the better lighting for safety. The street used to steal your wallet in a split second. Now, the transit system steals 2 hours of your life every single evening. The real weight hits you when you look at the lines. They crawl past the shiny mall glass, wrap around the block, and back up under the massive concrete pillars of the train tracks. This isn't a simple queue. It is a running ledger of what people have to give up just to hold down a job. Your average worker throws away 2, sometimes 3 hours of their waking life every single day just to clear this single bottleneck. That is an unpaid tax. It is paid in pure exhaustion, collected by the city streets and never refunded. Down on the asphalt, the local economy adapts to serve this fatigue. Side street vendors sell quick, high-calorie meals to people who don't have the luxury of a chair or a plate. Everything is brief, highly transactional, and optimized for immediate survival. This permanent survival state places a heavy, silent burden on the mind. The infrastructure expects you to take it on the chin and show up to work the next morning, ready to do it again. Step off General Romulo Avenue. Walk to the narrow concrete gates into the horseshoe courtyard of Cubao Expo. The difference hits you like dropping underwater. The roar of the highway and the sting of diesel smoke just stop. Within 5 paces, we are breathing in old paper, wet wood, and freshly ground coffee beans. The temperature drops. The air pressure itself feels completely different. The architecture here actively drops back to a human scale. This place was built in the 1970s as a dedicated colony for Marikina shoe manufacturers. It flat out refused to grow up into a glass and steel high-rise. These low, two-story wooden shops look like a tiny fortress holding off the corporate towers looming right over the fence line. It is a physical middle finger to the aggressive vertical development dominating the rest of the district. You can walk past this alley 1,000 times and never realize it's here. The city builds walls to keep you moving, but sometimes the same walls create the only pockets where you can actually catch your breath. Inside this courtyard, time is no longer a weapon used to track your corporate output. It slows down to match the scratchy spin of an old 33 RPM record or the slow manual drip of a pour-over coffee filter. This is a hideout for vintage collectors, independent artists, and everyday workers who simply need to turn off the notifications screaming in their pockets. You won't find mass-produced convenience here. It is an environment built entirely around keeping things alive. Dusty paperbacks, old mechanical cameras, restored mid-century chairs. It is an economy of holding on rather than throwing away. It offers a rare quiet zone where you are not required to perform, spend a fortune, or rush. You are just allowed to sit with your own thoughts. Sitting here isn't about escaping into the past or hiding from reality. It is a practical strategy to save your own head. When the whole world makes a profit off your attention and your hurry, choosing to stay still in a quiet corner isn't a luxury. It is an authentic act of survival. Buying back your time inside the sanctuary is a cold, hard strategy, not a casual lifestyle trend. When the system makes money every single time you move or look at a screen, staying still means you are taking your hours back. We have slowly allowed basic peace of mind to be turned into a premium item, something you have to save up for and buy in tiny, fragile doses just to survive the weekly routine. The numbers show exactly what the grind costs us every single day. The data isn't a projection. It is the absolute price of the current layout. The macro numbers are staggering. Billions lost every day. But the real strategy is micro. It's the hour you didn't get to spend with your family because you were stuck behind a bus bumper in the middle of Aurora Boulevard. The provincial buses will keep roaring long after those shops lock up and turn off their lights for the night. The infrastructure of Cubao is an unfeeling system that expects you to keep running until your fuel tank is completely empty. It remains entirely unbothered by the individuals who choose to slide out of its main current. You cannot single-handedly redesign the broken transportation network of Metro Manila, but you can absolutely draw a strict line around your own sanity. The ultimate trade-off isn't decided by city planners or corporate boardrooms. It is settled by you, right on the ground level of your personal routine. It is found in the exact second you look at the chaos, count up the real cost of the race, and decide how much of your life you are willing to give away to the machine. The city will always try to trade your time for its growth. It will take every last second you let it have. You can't fix the whole mainland's traffic tonight, but you can choose when to step off the conveyor belt, face the noise, and buy your peace back. The choice belongs entirely to you.